Hi everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Session, it is the Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro How to Start a Project in ACC session. So we have a couple of presenters today. My name is Shirley Sue. I am the account manager in SolidCAD based in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Alongside me here is Kaisen, our technical consultants based in Montreal. In terms of our agenda today, we will be talking about how to start a project in ACC by making the right steps to create a project and manage in ACC. Lastly, we will have time for Q&A session. In the chat window, there is a Q&A session. If you have a question during the session, please throw your questions in there and we'll be responsible to respond to you at the very end. I will be monitoring your questions as we progress. So, who is SolidCAD? What do we do? As SolidCAD, we help our customers implement technology and optimize their workflows. We do this by understanding how you design your workflow and your work. How are things being managed within your organization and with external stakeholders? How do you collaborate and share your work deliverable that is needed? We offer products, trainings, and custom training across Canada. Currently, everything is remote. However, we are looking forward to in-person training in the soon coming future. Now, Kaisen and I are part of the AEC team in SolidCAD. And these are the examples of services that we can provide you as our customers. Anything from training, consultation, program to customization, data management and collaboration, learning workshops and informational events, one-on-one support and integration, and all the way to workflows, optimization and assessment in order to make sure you are using your tool as efficient as possible. Now, I am going to hand over to Kaisen now, which he will be showing you how to start a BIM project in ACC. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I will do a presentation today, and I will show you the right step to create a project in ACC. Okay. I will just share my screen with you, and I will share the presentation with you in a few seconds. I will start the presentation right now. Welcome to another webinar from SolidCAD and Autodesk. You will learn the process of creating a project on ACC from the creation of your account or by invitation to an account. Learn the right step to create a project in an account for account administrator and efficiently manage your account on Autodesk Construction Cloud. I will introduce myself. My name is Kisan Nguyen, AEC Senior Technical Consultant at SolidCAD. For those who don't know me yet, I'm an architect by profession and have been working with Revit and BIM for the last 20 years. I teach and support clients across all Canada in all disciplines, architecture, MEP, and structural. I work much with all professionals as architect, engineer, as well as general contractors and subcontractors. I had the chance to work with all different stakeholders in the world of construction. I will share my knowledge with you in this presentation. The learning objective in the following presentation, you will learn how to make the right step to create a project in Autodesk Construction Cloud. First, getting started as an account administrator. Second step, creating and managing a project in the following account. Third, adding and removing the account member. Fourth, managing the account member permission and subscription in ACC. And finally, managing an account settings. And I will offer you a small bonus presentation here. I will rapidly show you how to start and collaborate a project inside of Revit with ACC. We will have a future webinar on this subject with all the detailed steps of it.
Welcome to Getting Started as an Account Administrator. In this lesson, you'll learn how to become an account administrator and how to access and navigate around account administration. As account administrators, we can manage projects, members, templates, and more from an account level across our entire organization. There are 3 different ways to become account administrators. The first, perhaps most common way, is to start a trial for any Autodesk Construction Cloud product via a marketing page. Let's say we're in construction.autodesk.com/products for the first time. We may select a product to try and click Try Now. This action redirects us to sign into our Autodesk account if we already have one, or create a new account, so we'll input our information and click Create Account. Once we've created the trial, we are redirected to Autodesk Construction Cloud, where we can access the account administration product. The second way happens when an existing account administrator makes us an account admin by direct invitation, or promotes us to account admin if we are already part of the account. The final way happens when working directly with the Autodesk sales team to sign a contract for an Autodesk Construction Cloud product. They provision an account for us and add us as the first account administrator. In the second and third scenarios, we will receive an email invitation stating we've been added to an account as an account admin and should click here. If we've never logged in to an Autodesk product before, we will be guided through creating an Autodesk ID. If we have an Autodesk ID, we'll sign in and be redirected to account administration. In this product picker, we see we are in account administration. Moving to the right, here we see the account and project pickers. The highlighted account in blue is the name of the account we are currently administering. And if we happen to be an administrator or project member on more than one account, we will see those accounts listed here as well. Below accounts, we will see associated projects. Clicking on any of them takes us directly to the project administration experience for that project. To the side here, we have the navigation bar, which will allow us to navigate to different tools within account administration. In this video, you learned how to become an account administrator and how to access and navigate around account administration. Welcome to creating and managing account projects as an account administrator. In this lesson, you'll learn how to create and manage account projects as an account administrator. When we access account administration, we're brought to the Projects tool by default. This is where all of our account projects will live. How do projects become part of an account? From within this Projects page, account administrators can create projects which are automatically associated with this account. Or an existing project admin within the account can create a project directly from Autodesk on the web and select the account it should be associated with. For now, let's learn how to create projects as account administrators. From within account administration, click Create Project. From the Create Project dialog, we'll enter our project details, starting with the required fields. First, name the project, which we suggest standardizing across your account. We often see projects named with the job number first, followed by the project name. Then we'll see the account we're adding this project to. If we're part of multiple accounts, notice that it defaults to the account we're currently in when we create the project in Account Admin. Here, we can select the account this project should belong to. This is how we connect a project to our personal or company account. For the final required field, we'll select the type of project we're working on from this dropdown. Moving to optional fields brings us to a box where we can type in the project number. When we named the project earlier, we suggested including the job number and the project name because projects show up alphanumerically in the project list. This naming convention mimics many organizations' folder naming standards. So although we may have already included the project number and the project name, we should also add it in this field. If you want to use a project template to use predefined settings for our new project, we can select the available project templates for our account here. We can also enter the address of the project, time zone, which defaults to a browser's time zone, project start and end dates, and project value. Now click Create Project. Notice that once the project is created, we are redirected to the project admin experience for this specific project and land at the Members tool. From here, we can access any of the purchase products listed. Although we're able to add any project members, account admins rarely do so. In this case, we'll add other project admins, who will be responsible for continuing the project creation process and adding project members. We'll select Project Administrator, choose products to give them access to, and finally click on Add. It's important to note that providing team members the ability to use a product on your project involves two parts. One, product access, and two, subscription assignment or trial. These are two distinct product workflows, which means inviting a member to a project doesn't provide them with a subscription. It's also important to note that though we've given the project admins product access, they won't be able to use it if they don't have a subscription or an active trial. The same applies to any team member. If we plan to grant the user a license, we must do so from an account admin. Let's head back to account admin via the product picker. Then click on the Members tool. In this case, we will search and click on the project admin we just added. And under Member Subscription, we'll grant any accessory licenses. Keep in mind users also may bring their own licenses to the project. Now that we've created a project and added project admins, under Account Admin, let's click Projects. Once account projects are created, they will live here. We will see the project name, number, and type. Is it a build project or is it a BIM 360 project? How many members are currently in the project? How many companies have project team members collaborating on the project? What is the status of the project? What are the start and end dates and date the project was created? We can sort by each column except type, and we can use the search bar here to locate projects by name quickly. If we click into a project, we are redirected to the project administration experience for that specific project. In this video, you learned how to create and manage account projects as an account administrator. Welcome to adding and removing account members. In this lesson, you'll learn how to add and remove account members. As an account administrator, we can invite and add members to our organization's account via Account Admin, and project admins can add members to an organization-linked project via Project Admin. These members will have different roles and access levels. From Account Admin, let's select the Members tool. This is where all our account members will live. If this is a new account, by default only will appear here. If this is an account provisioned by the sales team, we may have more than one account administrator already in the account. If project admins have invited project members, those individuals will be listed here as well. To add members to an account, click Add Members. In the Add Account Members dialog, we can enter one or more email addresses, which is the only required information. We can optionally add a company or default role to all these members. Default roles are assigned to quickly apply the same permissions to multiple members. Keep in mind that permissions are activated once a user is added to a project. In other words, we must add an individual to a project for that default permission to go into effect. As account administrators, we can invite others into our account by giving them one of 3 specific access levels. Account administrators have full access to account administration like we do. Executives have an overview access level where they can see but not touch most pieces of the account. They are, however, given access to certain dashboards and insight, where they have high-level oversight and reporting access for the account. These 2 access levels will receive email invitations that link them to our account. If we don't choose either of these access levels, people will be simply added as account members with no access level. They will not receive an email invitation, but they'll be available for project administrators to add to a project. Think of it as serving as a placeholder for that person. We may proactively assign a subscription to an account member so they can start working immediately after receiving an invitation to a project without getting blocked or needing to start a trial. Once we've defined the access level for these members, we will click Add. Once we add account members, we'll see them listed here. We can see members listed by name, status, company, default role, access level, and date added on. We can sort our list by any of the columns except access level. And we can use the search bar here at the top to find members by name or email address. If we ever need to remove a member from an account, we can click on the More option here and select Remove Member. This not only removes the member from our account, but also strips them of access to any of our account projects, as well as their subscription if we granted them one. If you saw the status of a member as invited, it means they have not joined our account yet. If we need to resend an invitation, we can select a member, click the More menu, and click Resend Invitation. In this video, we learned how to add and remove account members. Welcome to Managing Account Member Permissions and Subscriptions. In this lesson, you'll learn how to view and manage account members' profiles, access level, and subscriptions. Once we've added account members, we can manage an account member's individual profile by configuring their default role, upgrading or downgrading their access levels, and managing their subscriptions. Before we begin, let's make sure we're in Account Administration and in the Members tool. Now, click on a user in this list to see the member profile. At the top, we'll see the user's Autodesk ID information, such as name, phone number, and email address, which can only be edited by the user. We may also see whether they are invited or active. Invited means they haven't accepted the invitation to our account yet. Active means they have. From here, we can configure this member's company and their role within projects. The chosen role determines what they can do within a specific project, what files and folders they have access to. The role is applied to members by default, but it can be changed from project to project. If this is a team member who will frequently assume different roles across projects, there is no need to select a role here. We can also configure their access level as account administrators or executives. Finally, under Member Subscription, we can see if a person has a subscription, whether it was provided by us under our account, or if they purchased and brought their own subscription. Any configurations we make in the member profile are automatically saved. Click the X to close the member profile. In this video, we learned how to view and manage account members' profiles, access level, and subscriptions. Welcome to Managing Account Settings. In this lesson, you'll learn how to manage account settings. First, let's make sure we are in Account Admin and select Settings in the side navigation bar. Under General, we'll see our account name. As account administrators, we have the ability to edit the account name ourselves. If we're managing a company account, we should have it accurately named. If this is a personal account that was created for us through a trial, accurately naming it may not be as important. We also have our account ID information here under Advanced. This string of characters is used to identify our account if we need to contact Autodesk customer support. Under Account Permissions, you can allow project administrators to either add partner companies and/or create projects and project templates. In this video, you'll learn how to manage account settings.
In this video, you will be able to see an overview of the use of Collaborate Pro in multidisciplinary project, where all disciplines work in Revit and use ACC to share model with each other. I previously made an invitation of the user, configure the role, and associate the company as we saw in our webinar. After, I have activated docs and design collaboration services in the project. I create the necessary directory in docs in ACC, the document management platform. It's at the following place that all the files of the project will be found. I have also configured the access right to those directories that will be used during our collaboration. In a second step, in the collaboration design module that was activated, I configured the team and their rights. I made the association with the collaboration space that will allow me to save the central file in this directory on docs that I've made in the previous steps. In Revit, before creating your file and save it in the cloud, I suggest you to make a 3D view in which you have filtered the information and you have only the element that you want to share with the other discipline. You can name it 3D BIM 360 coordination to easily recognize it. In the second step, configure the publishing settings. Choose the 3D view that was made in the previous step and the sheet as needed that you want to publish to ACC in the directory that have been created for this purpose to collaborate with the other discipline. Then in the Collaborate tab, press Collaborate. In case your project has never been in Collaborate mode, it will be necessary to choose between your network or BIM 360 docs. Choose BIM 360. In case your project is already a central model, it will automatically choose to the cloud. It remains then to choose the account which is your project and the right project to finish the right directory according to your discipline. In my case, I will see all discipline because I'm a project admin. In other case, people from other discipline will not be able to see the existence and have no access to those directories. Make sure you choose the right name to your project and get published. After, wait for the whole thing to upload to ACC. All we have to create is a package in design collaboration on ACC and share it with the other discipline. I will explain everything more in detail and redo all the previous steps more precisely in a future SolidCAD webinar.
Okay. Right now, so any questions at the moment?
Malcolm, do you have any question?
The only thing that came to my mind was if you're working, so like I work for the municipality, so if you were looking for consultants to sign into our account, how would you suggest handling their accounts? Like sort of say, well, we will cover the administrator, but anybody else you want on the team, you have to cover their subscriptions?
No, as I said, you have two choices here. They can bring their own subscription inside of the project, or you can or they can borrow from you. If you're giving their a license or a license from the ACC, it will take some from yours. But if they're doing from the manage.autodesk.com from their company, it will take theirs, depending how you want here to work.
Yeah, but this is a separate subscription, isn't it, to the AEC collection?
No, actually, when you have the AEC collection, the first thing you have only access to docs here, the document management part. If you want to collaborate with other disciplines, you will need to use what we call Collaborate Pro here.
Yes,
and it's a different a subscription.
Yeah. So if we have consultant designers who are working under their own company name, they would have to have their own subscription to Collaborate Pro.
Yeah, right. Or you can provide to them too, depending on what you want here.
Yeah.
See it like the new generic tools. Will you go on the site without your, let's say, your hammer and your screwdriver, or you will bring your screwdriver and hammer, or you will borrow to someone on the field?
Yeah. I suppose what I'm saying is from my municipality's point of view, we don't want to be paying for a whole load of subscriptions for consultants that they sort of sign everybody up, whether they're working on the project or not.
So, but you could put that requirement inside of the contract too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should pay for those subscriptions.
Yeah, but somebody should be the owner of the site, of the account, to be able to manage everything.
Yeah, that would be us. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's like they'll be coming in to do whatever they need to do on their part of the project, but we would be the owners and the maintainers of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it.
So yeah, it can be do that way, no problem.
Yeah.
Any more question, Malcolm?
No, that seemed pretty good. Oh, the file structure. How easy is it to create the folder structure?
There's two ways to do it. So you could create a template that you can reuse each time, or you can create a new structure folder each time you're creating a project. So actually, when you're working in ACC, you have something that's called the Autodesk Desktop Connector. It's a tool that synchronizes the data from your desktop to the cloud. So you could create a desktop folder structure, and you can just upload it directly to the cloud, or you using a template to do it. So you're doing it just once, and you can reuse it each time on a different project.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See it like a IT structure. If people are working inside of an enterprise, each enterprise have their own folder structure. You just need to recreate it once, and you just publish it, or you just use it inside of a template.
Okay. Yeah. And I've seen demonstrations with Civil 3D being used in that environment.
Yeah, if you want to use Civil 3D in the ACC platform, you will need to use the Collaborate Pro version. So you will be able to share between Revit, Civil 3D, and other CAD project inside of ACC. Other question?
Not that I can think of just at this moment.
Feel free to send us emails or any questions if you have any thoughts in the soon future. And or connect me with LinkedIn, or connect with Kaisen on LinkedIn.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Will do.
Okay. So thank you for coming today, Malcolm, and let's stay in touch if you need any more support in the future.